Hello everyone, this is Rukhsar Sayed. I hope you all are fine and safe out there. This is the very first episode of our Time to Shine channel, and today we have a very special guest with us. She is an educator and a psychology trainer in UK. Her name is Snuber Azam, and she is connected with us today. We will know about certain questions regarding teaching and how she handles her career, her work, and how she's so multi-talented. So over to you, Snuber. You can introduce yourself.
Hi, so my name's Snuber. I'm 29. I live in the UK. I was born here. I've been teaching now, I think 7 or 8 years, maybe, secondary age. So all of my students are, 11 to 18. And yeah, it's been an intense journey, but I love it very much.
Okay. What you love the most about this teaching career? What is the most interesting part you feel in this career?
I've always wanted to be a teacher. It's something that I've always wanted to do from a very young age. I think, when you're young, it sounds like it's going to be a really nice, easy job, and it's just teaching. It looks really fun. And the reason I love teaching is because it's not that, it is mentally challenging all of the time, which can be draining. Obviously, you're exhausted at the end of the day and at the end of the week. But no one day is ever the same, and I like that. I can't imagine just sitting behind an office desk. That's not my personality. So it's that challenge. I love interacting. I think young people, when we shape young people's minds, ultimately the thing is imparting my knowledge and my passion onto them as well.
Yeah, that's good. And the facts which you have said is perfectly, it's a truth and reality that for many people it is like an easy job. Like teaching is like just a cakewalk, but for educators it is a challenging task, and each day is not the same. As you said it rightly, like we have to face different challenges. So I just wanted to ask you, relating to this only, the fact which you said, like as being a psychology educator, how do you deal with certain behavioral patterns of different children, like a different child? How do you deal with behavioral pattern, like some like children are so shy, and some are at the same time open up, like open to challenges? So how do you interact with them, like at the same time?
Yeah, of course. I think behaviour management as a concept in itself is extremely challenging. You don't know, especially that first day you meet a brand new class. I think the teacher is just as nervous as the students are. And it's about that climate that you create within the classroom itself, and ensuring that you put all your students at ease. My voice, I'm quite extroverted anyway. I like to think I'm quite outspoken, I'm friendly, but I don't really lose my temper. It's not in my personality in my everyday life, so I don't really do it in the classroom. And I think ultimately, if I create a calm environment, that gives all my students a chance to get involved in participating in a discussion. I teach psychology, so it's very relatable to the students, the issues that they have in their lives, and what they see in the media. So in that sense, I feel like for them, because of the topic itself, they feel like they can get fully involved, which always helps, I think, with behaviour. Even when I do have behavioural issues in the classroom, I maintain my students ultimately, and it's about them knowing that there's the level of respect. I respect them, they respect me, and just ensuring that everyone feels comfortable. Ultimately, most young people don't get angry for no reason. There's always a reason why they've lost their temper. Maybe something's going on at home, or something's going on in their personal life, and yes, it's not acceptable for them to lose their temper. That's not acceptable social behavior, but it's about trying to empathize. We were all teenagers, we were all hormonal, we've all had that time where we wanted to rebel and all of that. And it's about showing them that actually that's not acceptable behaviour, and displaying acceptable behaviour yourself.
Yeah, that's really great. Like as you said, certain, like the child, it is not acceptable to be like to show anger, and it is not socially acceptable as well. So it is a great thing that coping up with different behavioral patterns of different child and to empathize with them. So this is a really great concept we have to bring in our teaching, that we have to follow the concept. We have to have that empathy with children. Like we have to understand them first. In order to, if we'll understand them, teaching and understanding will become like their friends. So as you are a great teacher and you handle your work so smoothly, so brilliantly, I want to like ask you the
Thank
next
you.
question. Like, what are the traits of a great teacher according to you? Like, if we want to become like a successful teacher, what are the traits which a teacher should include?
I think ultimately when you become a teacher, it's not an easy job. And I think to be a high school teacher, especially, you know, you invest everything into the job, which, you know, at times is unfortunate because it can take over your life and it has that impact as well. And I think it's that level of investment we have to accept. Teaching is never going to be a job where you leave school at 3 o'clock and that's it. With teaching, you know, there are other factors to take into account. And I think if you're dedicated and you're willing to put the hours in, it's an extremely rewarding career as well. You know, when my students apply to university to do psychology, for me, you know, that I'm very proud of that. As sad as that will seem to some people, you know, it makes me really proud that I've instilled that passion within them, so that they can go to university and study the subject that I want. For me, I think if you're dedicated and this is something that you want to do, be prepared. Like, your day will not finish at 3. You will not have 6 weeks summer holidays like the media likes to believe. You know, we are invested and we will let it consume our lives, and that's not healthy as well. But it's about finding a balance where, you know, you care. You never just go. Teaching isn't a paycheck. Trust me, there are better jobs for a paycheck. This is about educating young people and instilling that passion and that change that you want to make in their lives. Yeah,
that's true words which you have said. Like, it is not about paycheck, and this is a very rewarding job. So yeah, this is a career where, you know, we can mold and enlighten the minds of children. And as you said, the child, like the children, students who becoming a better person and taking the same values which we have inculcated in them, that is a rewarding, that is a, you know, proudest feeling which we can have in us, among us, that our children, our students are following the same steps. So that's great answers, Snuber. You have answered so correctly and perfectly. So I'm glad and happy. And yeah, so we'll move on to the fun segment now. Rapid 5 round questions. So I want, so you can answer in a short way. I'll ask you total 5 questions. The first question, here we go. Who's your favorite actor or actress?
I would say Angelina Jolie. I'm massive on female empowerment and strong female leads. I think not, you know, from a socio-cultural background, I am Southeast Asian. You know, I was born in the UK, but my background is Southeast Asian, and I feel like we are constantly battling to, you know, get rid of the patriarchy, and women are finally getting some empowerment. And I think Angelina Jolie instills all of that. You know, she's a badass. She fights. She doesn't need a man to save her. And I think that's what we need, young people. And me, you know, I'm a grown woman, but we need role models like that. So I think she's an amazing actress.
Yeah. So good. And the next thing, which is your favorite place to visit, like destination to visit?
I have a bit of a love affair with Australia. There's a specific, very small island called Rottnest Island. And when I visited a couple of years ago, I said to my friends, if I ever can, I will retire on this island. It's completely isolated. The water is absolutely beautiful. The views are stunning. It's very calming, very peaceful place. Sorry.
Okay, great. Great, that's great. So the third question of the rapid fire round, which is the, like, who has inspired you, which person has inspired you to choose the career which you want? Like that person or which
weirdly, one of my high school teacher, so she was my psychology and sociology teacher.
Okay.
And I still remember I used to hate going to school. I used to hate all, you know, studying. It just wasn't what I enjoyed. And this teacher, I genuinely felt like she cared about me, as silly as that might sound. She invested a lot in me, and she's the reason, really, I think I did become a teacher, because she showed me that how much difference she made in my life. And, you know, she told me to go to university. She inspired me to carry on with my education. And every time I look back, I think it was her that was the reason that I decided to become a teacher.
That's great. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. That is the fourth question. What is the most memorable time, like most memorable memory in your life?
In my life or teaching? Because there's so many, I'm not sure which one.
Any of them you can
God.
say.
I think like my graduation, as you know, silly as that sounds, I think at one point I didn't think I would get my degree. It was like, oh my God, I'm never going to get this degree. I'll never finish. It was just, you know, it becomes your whole life. It was taking over. And then I finally got my graduation ceremony and my family was there. And I still have very vivid memories of the day, like what I wore, where we went for dinner. And that was 8-9 years ago. So I would say that was probably my biggest, you know, nicest memory that I've got.
That's great, like, because many of the girls, it is like, for graduation is an important year for many of the, students and youngsters. It is the most memorable and memorable time for us, passing out from college and, moving towards the higher studies. So ultimately it becomes the most memorable time of our life. Yeah. So the last question, which I want to, and it is very special, what message regarding to, empowering women, which you want to give, message and advice to all the women out there? Which is that?
I think one of the biggest ones is never give up. Like society, family, the media, everything is constantly telling us to, this is your place in society and this is what you have to do. And ultimately, no, it's not. Do what you want. If your dream looks like it's going to take 10 years to get there, spend 10 years. If it looks like you'll get there tomorrow, who you have to be. It is ultimately down to you. You shape your own future, regardless of what anybody else wants. And I think as women, when we put our mind to something, we will definitely get it. And that's what we should be aiming for, regardless of anything.
That's really great. Powerful words. Like, we have to do only what our heart says and not like others' opinions and suggestions. We have to do, and we have to think and strengthen ourselves that we can do, we can achieve our goals if we want to. So this you have said it very rightly. Yeah, so here we end our session, Snuber. Thank you so much for joining us today, and
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And this is our very first episode, so you have made it very special by answering so brilliantly. Yeah, and
thank you.
Yes, yeah. So viewers, if you want to subscribe my channel, visit my channel, the Rukhsar Sayed and Time to Shine page, official page, and I'll give Snuber's details and the work which she do, so you can directly contact her for any of the for any details. So thank you, Snuber.